Got this one from the Post Millennial, guys. It says here, boys suspended from VA high school for complaining about trans girl in locker room win in federal court. Judge Leonie Brinkema of the U.S. District Court in Virginia granted the plaintiffs an emergency injunction. A federal judge has sided with two Virginia boys who were suspended last month for expressing concerns about a trans-identifying female classmate using the boys' locker room. Interesting. Normally, it's the other way around when these situations arise. When these situations arise, usually it's a male trying to identify as a female going into the woman's locker room. But it's interesting. Okay, so as a female classmate identifying as a boy going into the boys' locker room, Judge Leonie Brinkema of the U.S. District Court in Virginia granted the plaintiffs on an emergency injunction on Tuesday, ruling that the teenage boys from Stonebridge High School would likely suffer irreparable harm if suspended for the first 10 days of school. Well, yeah. The teens came under a Title IX sexual harassment investigation earlier this year after they were videotaped by a female student who identifies as transgender inside the boys' locker room, complaining to one another about the trans classmate using their facilities. Well, why did the female student not get reprimanded for recording in a locker room? You're recording video in a locker room. Anyway, the Loudoun County Public School District in North Virginia determined after launching its investigation based on the video and the transgender student's complaint that the two boys were responsible for sexual harassment and sex-based discrimination. The plaintiffs received 10-day suspensions and no contact order, which includes not being in the same classes as the trans-identified female student. Well, that's absolutely ridiculous. There was no sexual harassment in this matter. Two boys talking crap about you is not sexual harassment. And sex-based discrimination, the boys do not have the power to remove you from the locker room. They are absolutely allowed to have opinions on whether or not you should even be in there. That's ridiculous. Boys' parents appealed to the district's Title X ruling, but were denied, resulting in the case being taken to federal court. Judge Brinkema blocked the suspension while the case moves forward. One of the boys moved out of state, while the other teen remains in the school district. Well, I don't blame that child's parents. I would have left too if I had the means. For a court to issue a temporary restraining order, a plaintiff must establish that he is likely to succeed on the merits, that he is likely to suffer irreparable harm in the absence of preliminary relief, and the absence of equities tips in his favor. And that injunction is in the public interest. The judge wrote in her order, the loss of 10 days of in-person school early in the school year could have serious negative effects on the plaintiff, and it appears from the record before the court that the plaintiff has not had contact with the complaining student or continued communication about that student. Therefore, the court has finds that the balance of equities tips in the plaintiff's favor, given that the plaintiff is likely to suffer irreparable harm from the absence of a temporary restraining order. The court also finds that the public interest is best served by ensuring high school students remain in school and receive adequate process before being suspended. Ian Pryor, Senior Counsel of America First Legal, welcomes the judge's ruling. Writing in a statement on Fox News, we are very pleased with the court's decision and we look forward to fighting on behalf of our clients. The lawsuit argued that the false Title IX sexual harassment charge against both boys has resulted in severe emotional, reputational, and educational harm and must be immediately dropped from the records. Keep forgetting that you are on early now. Yeah, it's okay, Wiggum. It's okay. That's why we're doing it in the mornings. You just got to get you guys used to it again. Got to get you on that schedule. Seth Wolf, one of the boys' fathers, told Fox News in a statement, "This isn't just about our sons, it's about every child in Loudoun County. If the district can weaponize Title IX in this way, no family is safe. No parent should have to fear their child will be branded a sexual harasser simply for standing up for their privacy." Yeah, I've literally, your opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion about the female in the boys' bathroom. You're not allowed to have an opinion on that. That's literally what they went after these guys for. And they called it sexual harassment. That's absolutely going to do irreparable harm to these boys. Because if that goes on their record, sexual harassment. Why do you have a sexual harassment on your record? I criticized a woman in the men's room. She was in the men's room and I didn't like it. So, sexual harassment. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. All right. Anyway, let's